Wally West pose. So this is like when he runs so fast, he like becomes one with the universe or something. So arms outstretched, sort of down to his waist. Let's try this. So his head is like tilted backwards, right? So it's pretty small. So we zoom in and we're on a diagonal. Like I'm on a straight page, like horizontal, but his body is diagonal. So pencil eraser, hit pause if I go too fast. I guess like his eyes, right? So they're just closed, so it's fairly straightforward. Curving over, something like that. It's kind of like an ink drawing as well, so it's pretty similar to the material we're using. It's kind of like that, right? And his nose is sort of in between, but he's got that red costume, right? So we'll do, say like the bridge of his nose just here, same level as, maybe a little bit lower than his eyes. That's that sort of classic comic book style drawing. So we got like his nose line, like the nostrils in there. And if you want, you can add shadows and stuff to it, just to make it look a bit darker. And then, so his mask line, right? So above the eye, there's no eyelid lines or anything. So we'll go above the eye. Kind of makes it look like eyebrows, but it's the red fabric that's around his eyes, part of his costume. Right, and I will put a bit of an eyelid line because I think it needs it. A little sort of stuff there, just to show that that is skin while this is eyelashes. Right, and then so we've got like this kind of thing, like they put in like his frown, kind of like this. There's lots of different sort of lines and textures and stuff. Another line over his nose. We'll do it sort of more simple than they do it. Right, and then, so his costume comes like down from the nose around his cheek. So it goes like this way. And then it goes in, down and in, down here, and then it goes up over his chin because we're looking up and his head is like tilted back. So like the features of his face are like in there. So he's got like a smiling mouth, like he's super happy, bliss sort of look on his face, right? So your mouth is kind of like an outstretched sort of letter M, especially in comic books. So they just do like that for the bottom lip, you know, maybe like a chin line, some cheekbones just coming in there. And you know, if you want like top lip kind of going down either side, but that's about it. That's what they sort of do for his face, right? So a real square sort of chin then, like that, right? And then it goes up here. And we go up this way, right? This kind of just goes around his forehead then. So we just round, right? And it's kind of narrow. because all the hair comes out above this. Okay. So he kind of looks bald at the minute. But we will do his big wavy red hair. So let's try this now. There's all these sort of spikes and wavy sort of sections for his hair. Right, so like zero gravity sort of flowing hair. There's all sort of texture lines and stuff then. Right, and then his ears kind of low down, right? So these silver flash symbols. And then the big spikes that come out. They're kind of longer than the other flashes, I think. A bit big. Like so. Now, so anatomy. So we got the circle in the middle of his chest, but we'll get his neck in first. So we'll go down this way for his neck. Muscles, real wide, strong neck. In towards the center of his chest, which comes out this way. These muscles always go into the center of your chest. His trapezius kind of comes down that way. Let me give him an Adam's apple. Right, so then like the side of his chest muscles kind of come down this way. They're not like explicitly drawn in. Kind of come down into there. Then it looks like they go like that way. so they don't draw everything in exactly. So it's kind of just roughly, there's lots of like hatching and scratchy lines, right? But that's like his chest area. And then like his rib cage, we'll just get like the general shape, right? So his rib cage is out here, like very, very wide. And like his hips come down this way. Of course, his arms are outstretched there, but we'll just get the rest of this stuff, right? So we have a little bump for his belt, and then the legs go that way. So his body's like divided up into this sort of lightning section down here. It's a belt, I guess. And it connects up to this other lightning thing, but we'll just draw this in first. So this lightning thing follows like his chest section here, and then it goes down the side. It's like a blue line or something. Down to there. And then there's another one. Just wraps underneath his chest. Okay, sort of like that, right? And then we have the silver crest. We'll do that. So, right, it's kind of like an ellipse, right? So like a skinny circle. So with some of the lightning coming out of it, right? So it like curves around. There's like a little hook coming out here and here. So they're like across from each other. And then the rest of this ellipse goes around like so. So then the lightning kind of keeps going, but inside, right? There's like, it doesn't connect to the outside. So it stops there. And then this sort of ellipse comes around kind of like that, right? There's like these sort of hatching lines and stuff on it. And then we'll give him like maybe some like chest stuff, but they don't really draw it in. So he has abs, right? So he's skinny, superhero. Like there's probably a belly button in there, but it's just like shadowed up. And then this is like his diaphragm. And then abs come down. Now they're just sort of loosely drawn in. They're not, there's lots of hatching and squiggles and stuff. So it's, you know, he's like his rib cage and oblique muscles kind of like come down the side, just like in here. And his hips and stuff. You don't have to explicitly draw all this in. You know, it's just suggesting his sort of body. And then his legs kind of superhero sort of thing like that. So then muscular arms going out this way. So here we'll do deltoid muscles, shoulder muscles there. On this side, bicep, tricep, down, to elbow, kind of, well, you can't see, forearm maybe, like pretty wide forearm, all the way down to like the base of his wrist there. And we'll do the shape on this side as well. So it looks like you're looking at the back of his arm there, but bumps like that. And then this must be bicep. It's unusual. Tricep there. And up to the forearm, which goes down to his wrist. And like comic book style, there's lots of detail in here as well. So say like on the top of this glove, there's like this blue lightning line coming around it. So it kind of goes here. And like he's got like forearm lines here. And then I think there's another lightning line there, just on the glove. And and there's a blue line in there as well, just in his armpit. Like that. And then we go over here. And there's like more sort of bicep and muscle lines and that lightning thing again. If you want to go comic book style, you can add loads of hatching and all that all over it, but that's not really my thing. Right, and then blue line. Okay, so hands. What way are those gloves? Okay, let's do, so thumb first. Kind of just sticks out there. And then I think that's the palm of his hand. And then his index finger. And like there's a bump for the top of where the fingers come out. And then it looks like his sort of pinky goes this way. And then the middle ones kind of just drawn in. Like that. And we do something similar down here. So thumb. Then like palm of the hand. And then just the index finger. They don't like draw it all in. They just kind of let your mind sort of fill in the gaps. It's just kind of like that sort of stuff. And there's like lots of splashes and stuff in the background, star shapes and stuff. You could do as much of that as you want. He's in the void, sort of. Looks like it's done digitally, so it's up to you, whatever way you want to fill in this background. You know, there's lots of these circles and dots and stuff. There we go, Wally West. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.